Brian, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
No, I don't mind.
Okay. How do you feel about your mom and dad divorced?
Anytime I thought of my mom and dad divorced, I felt sad and mad. I did not know who that man was kissing my mom, but I knew it wasn't my dad. After that, my mom demanded a divorce.
How did you feel when you saw the pilot having a heart attack and you took over the plane?
I was scared and frozen. It took me a lot of courage to grab the plane and take over. But I tried to get contact with the people on the microphone, but they could not hear me that much. At that moment, I kept on thinking to die.
How did you feel when the plane was about to fall?
I felt like I was going to die. I was scared. All that was going through my head was that I was going to die. I tried to get in contact with the microphone too, but they did not hear me that much, but I heard them. After a couple of tries, it did not work and the plane was going down.
How did you feel after drinking from the lake?
I felt like I was going to throw up. My stomach was growling in pain. I did not know if it was safe to drink or not, but I did know I needed water. I was so thirsty and my mouth was so dry. I could not help but to drink out of the water. My mouth my mouth was not that dry, but my stomach did hurt, and that is when it happened. I threw up. I do not think that the water was for someone to drink, but I did get used to it.
How did you feel when Terry and your dad was trying to tell you that you needed to go get the hatchet to make a fire?
I felt annoyed because I did not know what Terry and my dad was talking about. I knew I needed a fire, but I did not know how to make one. But then I found out when I threw the hatchet, it makes sparks, and sparks leads to fire. I was annoyed because I saw my dad's mouth, and his mouth looked like he could not spit out of his words.
How did you feel when you got poked in your leg by a porcupine?
I felt scared and I was really in pain. I was scared. I was scared because at first I did not know what poked me in the leg. I was in pain because I just got poked in the leg by a porcupine. Then the mosquitoes found me and it all just was too much for me.
How did you feel when you got your fire to work?
I was happy and proud because it was like my friend. Like it was a person because I had to feed the fire. Just like we need to feed ourselves, I had to feed my fire at first. It was a challenge, but I overcame it.
How did you feel when you found the turtle eggs?
I felt so rich. That was the best thing I got yet. All the rest were berries. I tried not to eat all of it because I wanted to save some so I had something new. Sure it was raw eggs, but at the time I did not want to just eat berries for the rest of the time I was there.
How did you feel when you realized your body was changing?
I had never been fat, but I was slightly heavy with a little extra weight than usual. Not only was my body changing, but my mind was changing. I could do things I never thought I could do. I made fire, built a house. I had done so much things I never did in the city. I really changed.
What did you do when the wolves came in your house?
I I was not scared nor happy. I did not kick them out because I knew it was their home. I was living in their home. I could not kick them out of their home, so I just waited for them to leave.
How did you keep track of the days and time?
I had a stone, so every day I could keep track of time. By the time all the days passed by, I saw that it had been 42 days, which was almost 2 months. I survived 2 months in the woods.
What did you get attacked by before the tornado came?
I was at the lake cleaning the fool bird off when a moose came out of nowhere and attacked me. It stomped on me, tried drowning me several times, throwing me. The moose was so crazy, but I eventually escaped from the moose.
what, what did you what did what did you do when the tornado passed?
After the tornado passed, I was thinking what to do when I woke up the next morning. I said when I wake up, I will try to set a new fire. Next, I would go from there. So the next morning, I started to look for dry grass and twigs.
How do you feel how did you feel when the tornado ruined your house and fire.
I was so happy that the tornado was gone. Then I looked at my fire, shelter, the trees, everything was destroyed. I had to build a new fire and shelter. I was not that mad, only because I was building what I knew how to build, but in the beginning, I did not have that much experience.
What did you do when you saw the plane tail sticking out of the lake?
At first, I did not really think of it until I thought, what if there was a survival pack in there? I realized it was a big risk, but it was a risk I was willing to take. I mean, I was thinking all about what would be in there and everything I needed was there.
How did you feel when you dropped your hatchet in the lake?
I was really mad at myself. I put all the blame on me because I knew if I could not get the hatchet back, that was the end. Without the hatchet, I was nothing. That was my life. How I got through eating, drinking, and how I built the shelter to live in. That was the only thing I needed, and to think I lost it, I could have been furious.
What did you do when you got the survival pack?
I was so happy, and once again, I felt so rich, like I could live there forever. That moment, I was not even thinking about a pilot coming to save me or anyone. I felt like it was my home until a man showed up.
How did it feel when you saw the man come out of the plane?
I was so happy. I was so happy. I was in shock. I did not know what to do or what to say. It was as if I could not speak. My tongue was literally dry. I stood up, but stood in silence. He asked me if I was the kid who went missing for 2 months.
How was the experience of living in the woods for almost 2 months?
I was not expecting that to happen. I was so scared and not that prepared, but I got used to it. So I learned how to build a house, fire, bow, spear, and so much more. If it was not for the hatchet my mom gave me, I would have not been able to build all the wonderful things that helped me.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Brian, and we'll see you next time. Bye.